I wanted to share with you what my classroom looks like for beginning of the year preschool, and then also some of the things that I printed today. I printed our name puzzles and filled them out. So these will go home at open house for parents to just cut the lines vertically and have their child putting their name back together. So that's a good first step to name recognition. I printed my QR code. So this is so that students can hear me reading the night before preschool, or they can watch the video of me reading the night before preschool. And then here's our open house packet. So all of our information about our classroom and some things about me. Here's what our open house scavenger hunt looks like. So these are all of the things that they'll do when they come in for open house. These will be at the front door, and then I stand in the back of the room. This has helped tremendously because I used to stand at the front door and there would be a huge line waiting to talk to me and meet me. This way everybody can come right in. They can do some of these other things if I'm busy with another family, and that eased a bunch of stress for me starting to do that. Here's our preschool schedule. I'll send this home in our folder on the first day, or I guess I give them the folder at open house. So I'll send this home so parents know exactly what we're doing. Like during the day, this is our schedule and what we're learning. Early on, we're learning about glue, just a dot, not a lot, and they're going to take shape punch outs and glue them all along their first letter. I printed out, I counted up how many A's, B's, C's we had and printed those out for the classes. Name, and then over here. So I also did their first letter. And so I just type in cash and then print it out. And then the black is for them to look at, the yellow is for them to trace. I don't like it being typed in there, like their actual letter and what they're working on, because I want them to see like actual written letters. So these are the name packets that we keep at school. So we'll use these quite often, and then we make the same packet to send home. I have these ready. I won't send them until probably beginning of October after I've taught my students how to use them. But here's a note to parents explaining it. And then also letter formation sheets. And then a dry erase marker along with that same name packet. So they have their first letter and their full name. So that will go home in like October after I've taught my students how to use it. That way the students and the parents can be on the same page. I wrote their names on this for leader of the day. Their names on here for our star chart. I wrote their names on these for open house. I wrote their names on extra name tags. For the first 2 days of school, parents will send their child to school with name tags so that everybody knows their name. Now I hopefully will already know their names, but this will help with my assistant in the room, the bus driver, the secretary. But what I do is I take their picture, so you can see on the open house page. Find the photo station and get your picture taken. So that's after they have a sticker name tag on, and then I will study those names before the first day of school to make sure I know all of my students' names. Tags. All 5 of my kids were in here today and they were helping. So they cut these out and then added the magnetic back. So those are my question of the day name tag. I wrote their names on the clothespins for the star chart. And then my kids also cut these out and put Velcro dots on the back. So there's their center time name tag. All my centers are free choice, but they have a certain number of students allowed in them. So they stick it on the sign here, and then when they're finished, they clean up and they can go to a new center. Those same name tags I printed twice. Actually, I printed them 3 times. So these are their cubby name tags. And then I have a third set for if they ever lose their center name tag, I have it right away. I don't have to print it and laminate it before they can have one for center time. Here's what they'll put on for open house. I set up the kitchen, or my daughter did. She helped me. I need to put these. This is my letter bin. So I have a letter bag for each letter. I'll put that back in a minute. Pizza, coffee and toast, dishes, and some fruit and vegetables to cut up. Baby dolls, baby stuff, laundry stuff, a sweeper, and that's about it. So all those cabinets are empty right now. I try not to put in too much stuff so that it's easy for them to clean up, but enough to them to really engage and play with. This is the Synergize Center, what they'll be doing. This will be at the Carpet Center. These are the books we're giving out for open house. I have some of the books I'll read at the beginning of the year here. Our take a break station. I have my Tony's box set up at our library center. Here's our science center. We're just doing the simple scale, sensory bottles, magnets, camera, magnifying glasses. We have a beach set up at the sensory table. I love these cookie cutters that you have to find the matching shape and stamp it in. Got some mess up on my counters still, have to clean those off. I don't have anything for my easel. The second week of school, they'll just paint plain paper green, and then we'll cut it out for leaves on our classroom tree. Play-Doh center, they have these simple stampers, potato head, rollers, all orange Play-Doh so that if they mix it, it doesn't really matter. Simple coloring pages, half sheet paper, no scissors or glue yet, just some writing utensils, stickers, and then quarter sheets of paper. The magnet center. My son is in my class. He was in here playing with us today, so he had a lot of fun doing that. Our bin center. So we have our peg puzzle, alphabet fishing, and some simple bins that they can play on their own. And I had somebody that said they wanted to see my letter bag, so let me show you what's in one of my letter bags. That's one of the Handwriting Without Tears pages. So these are just some of the things I can pull out when I'm doing my letter of the week. If you watch my videos, they're different. Every week I put in new materials so that they're always like excited to see what's new. So we have our letter poems where they can circle all of the C's. For the letter C, our large group activity, I have enough for the entire class here because we each get a Matchbox car and they're going to drive it and say C says K, C says K. And yes, that's very short activity, but that's all it's meant to be. And then my letter C bag. What do we have? All right, we have letter C trace stampers. I've always had people ask where these are from. They were Lakeshore Learning and they are no longer available, unfortunately. Flashlight cards, so they shine a flashlight through to see that it's the letter C. Design and drill cards. So when I have like a set, like this set comes with the entire alphabet, I take the cards and put them in the bag. That way, when I'm doing my letter of the week, I just have to, I know where all of the C stuff is. I don't have to pull out each individual activity. Oh, these are some that were left over from last year. So color by letter. I spy letter C. So sometimes they're disposable things that they'll take home. So they're going to color the C and circle all of the C's. Letter C sand card. We will put like magnetic bingo chips or mini erasers over top of this. Sticker letter C. They'll put stickers on that and then take that home. This goes to the Hot Dots pen. Letter C puzzle. What does that make? A cake. These were my old word cards before I made them on Canva, but I still use these sometimes for other activities. Our high five letter. This goes on the Lakeshore Learning like doodle board. I always have just letter cards that will go on the mat. So like if they have an activity and you can't see the C, I need a letter C card so they can see what letter they're supposed to be working on. Handwriting Without Tears, Play-Doh card. This is also a Handwriting Without Tears card. Here they're going to use a clothespin and find all of the C's. Here you can, if you have like letter beads, they can search for the C's and put all the C's in here, or they can write C's. You can use it however you'd like. Here's the lowercase. Another C sand card, that's the lowercase. Another C card just for the trays. Play-Doh card, again, just a C card that you might put on the tray. More sand cards. The letter tracing C. This is a Handwriting Without Tears C card. Another sand C. Trace, erase, try. They're going to trace it, erase it, and then try it on their own. This is textile letters. These are glue dots, and they're going to trace and say C says K, C says K. Here are my words that begin with that letter. They actually go up on my letter wall. This is my second set, so I have 2 sets. And I spy lowercase c. Oh, and this is my letter C stamper that came in a kit. So I don't have all of these because I do have letter stampers at my Play-Doh centers, so those, they're not necessarily all in the bags. But in general, I separate kits, or when I print things out, I have all of one letter in a bag.